As you can see from outside, it is nasty weather still, and we're still digging out from this big storm. I thought today I would do something kind of on the quick side because I need to get this tire so that it will stay in this tire slot that I've created here. This is where the spare tire is going to live. And it's nice because when the top is down, it'll actually cover the spare tire, so really people won't have access to it. I don't have to worry about locking it in or anything like that. But the main thing I have to do is get some kind of a latching system up here to this carbon fiber. And you know, I normally am like a tool guy. I love to buy the most expensive tools I can find because, you know, my dad was like this cheapo guy. For a long time, I'm like, geez, man, these things don't work. These drills don't work. Circular saws don't work. And then I ended up getting some really good tools and went, oh, these things really work well. But there are some things in which cheap is fine. And, you know, I order a lot of pieces and parts from Vivor, which is one of these Chinese manufacturers that kind of makes cheap versions of a lot of things. And I don't know how the quality is of some of their stuff, but when I'm just getting a piece of steel or runners or things like that, so far I've been very pleasantly impressed. This right here was a tire mount for mounting a spare tire. It will go inside on the other side of that, but basically I can set it up so that I can bolt the tire to this and bolt this to right here. And then I'll have to go on the back side and put some struts to make sure it's plenty strong. This is strong, but I don't want it to be pulling on it too hard. Now, it's actually going to have only a little bit of clearance down here, so it really isn't going to have to hold too much of the weight of the tire, but, you know, better strong than not, especially once again going off roads. Yeah, I mean, it came with this. It also came with these bolts here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put this down and mount that into the spacers. Nissans have a slightly different space setup than most trucks, apparently. But luckily, theoretically, this thing is a universal fit, so we'll see if it is. To be completely honest, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get 3 bolts in it to hold. It'll have some support from the bottom anyways, but from what I can tell here, the best I'm going to be able to do is 2. I might be able to get a 3rd one in here, I don't know. I don't want to push it, but I think we're going to be okay, actually. Sure enough, this has some play in it. And a washer wouldn't go over the square part here anyway, so it must be meant to have some play, which, once again, makes sense. It'll also allow some play for putting the tire on. So I think that's going to be a good thing. I don't know. I think the only way to find out is mount it up and give it a try. Because I love doing things multiple times, so, you know, taking it apart is going to be just de rigueur. Wow, here's an exception to my cheap tool rule. This is a wrench from Eastvolt, and it looks like the shiniest part of the outside is actually peeling off. Doesn't seem to be affecting the bolt any, but it does go to show that whatever they coated this thing in to make it really shiny, not very good. All right, and now I'll just mount the tire in place. We'll put the tire up here, figure out where the holes are going to be for mounting it to the inside. By the way, this is what happens when I allow myself to use cheap tools and get cut by the little metal bits that break off. Oh well. Look at that. Look at that. I did get 3 bolts in. All right. Well, just lift it up in place now and see how it's going to go. See? So this is a pen on a stick. funny little method to do this, but why not? All right, I got it. Let's see what we got here. Look at that. We got marks. See them? Go tighten them from the, put some loop bolts on the inside temporarily. You can see there's some flex in it right now. I've just put the bolts inside temporarily, and the way I'm going to get rid of this flex is I'm going to put a piece of plywood back in the back. That should be fine for like a stiffener, and I think that'll make the difference for this. All right, got it on there. And once again, this is just kind of temporary to make sure this whole thing's going to fit. I still have to close the back and make sure we don't squash the tire. And like as I said, the tire sits down pretty much on the bottom anyways. So really this is more just about keeping it from falling out or rattling around, or falling off when the back of this thing is open. Right. Now, to see the moment of truth. Yes! It looks like we're good. Perfect. We even have about ½ inch to spare. So no wider tires are going on this thing either though. But I'm happy. Look, you can see the tire inside behind the window. So here's the inside where this comes through. And you can see this is just a piece of carbon fiber here. What I'm going to do is cut a piece of plywood that will go right across here, slide into these channels here to give it a little bit more support, and then I'll just drill holes through the plywood and we'll glue it in place also. And it should make all the difference in the world as far as just the stiffness is concerned. Then I'm actually going to come on the other side anyways and put another piece of carbon fiber here. And the screws will actually go all the way through so that I can take the system off if I needed to without taking this piece of carbon fiber off the front face here. So it'll come through wood and then it'll go through another thing of carbon fiber. And like I said, I think between that we'll have a perfectly stiff tire mount. This is a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and it should be really stiff, especially once I put insulation in here and then put another piece of carbon fiber here and sandwich the whole thing really together. This means that I need to make another piece of carbon fiber big enough to fit here because I don't have any scraps that are going to work for this. But once I get that done, it will be nice because I can start building in the bench and seeing how that goes. And I can also install this safety switch, which is the one that's going to go on this door right here, because there's going to be access from the outside into a storage area, which would be fairly inaccessible as it is if I didn't use it this way. And this is going to therefore have a safety switch mounted right here, which of course will close when the doors close. The safety switch will be shut. I'm going to have to notch it a little bit. As you can see, I don't ever make anything perfectly square, but that's all right. I will live with my imperfections. All right. that does for this wire that's going to go to the, safety switch. It'll be on this door here. All right, I'll notch these real quickly and come back. All right, well, here we go. Let's see if I did my job right. Yeah, that's perfect. It's very nicely here. Now, for this piece, I'm going to just rivet it because this does not need to come off. There's going to be no wires in here, so nothing I should ever have to get at in here. I do have to cut a piece of insulation for right here, though. And probably wouldn't be necessary because there's going to be an outdoor compartment here, but I'm going to just give all the insulation I can because it's very light and it's not going to hurt anything, and if anything, it'll add a little more stiffness to the whole thing. So let me get a piece of insulation cut. Come right back. All right, well, as you can see, I got the insulation in here. I had used 2 pieces because I'm just putting scraps in there. Waste not, want not. And the silver tape is probably overkill, but I like using it. It really holds things in nicely, adds a little bit of extra barrier for air penetration. And since, I am going to be taking this thing down to see the Titanic, I probably ought to do every little bit, to make sure this thing works right. Yeah, that's better. Right. Okay, now, my plan is to go ahead and rivet this. And as I was saying, I'll never need to access it. So unlike the other inside panels, which are going to get screwed, this one doesn't matter. Then I'll drill the holes from the outside, and we can mount the tire mount onto it with a piece of carbon fiber, wood. Another piece of carbon fiber. Should be very stiff. Should work just perfectly. All right. So a lot of people ask me what I mean by making my own carbon fiber sheets, which is the only economical way to do it, actually, for me anyways. And I made this one for this sheet a couple days ago, and I actually filmed the entire process. So I'm going to actually show from beginning to end how I do make carbon fiber. So if you're interested, now would be a great time for you to like and subscribe. Subscriptions really do help us grow the channel, and also just keep me motivated to make more videos. I'm already motivated to make the camper, but to make more videos. So subscribe if you don't mind. And now we can kind of get back to finishing this project off. All right, I've got carbon fiber on this side, insulation, wood, carbon fiber on the other side. Now I'm just going to drill through all of it. We'll mount that tire mount back up, see how sturdy it feels. And then we're kind of done for the day on this job. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go out in this stuff to get a couple bolts. The ones I have are just a little too short, so we'll do that and then finalize this thing, hopefully. Well, there you have it. So that's today's project. Actually took me about 3 days to get it done, but next time I'm going to show you how I made that carbon fiber panel inside, and I think it is pretty interesting. So stay around and like and subscribe, please. All right, see you in the next one.